Hey, what's up, everyone? Booster Studios here again with the ninth episode of Become a Killer comparison. So, last episode, we did a comparison to a survivor, which was Soldier. Now, in this ninth episode, we're doing another comparison of another survivor this time, between the main game and Recode versions. And this time, it's about my other favorite survivor. Yes, Right Runner is the only survivor I actually like playing as. There's another survivor I also enjoy playing just as much as Right Runner, the Mech. And yeah, the Mech is pretty fun to play as. But anyways, I'm gonna be comparing to how Mech works in main game and how Recode works. Well, how Mech works in Recode. And also, I'm going to make a statement real quick. This is just my personal opinion, and I'm just doing this for fun. Anyways, let us begin with the main game first. Alright, so we're going to be talking about main game first. So, let's look at his stats and his two abilities. So, his stats. In main game, Mech has 250 health and 38 sprint speed. Now let's go over to his two abilities. His first ability is, well, his main attack, kicking. When used, Mech will kick, and will deal pretty good damage to any killer pretty much. And it also has a pretty short cooldown as well, so you just keep kicking until the killer dies. Now we get to his second ability, which is track. Basically, it's just like the radar, you just use it and it tracks down your teammate's location and it goes on cooldown afterwards. Overall, Mech in main game is pretty good. He's somewhat tanky, but he is strong. And he's definitely really good at protecting his teammates and really good at kicking. Anyways, that's all I gotta say about how Mech is like in the main game. Now let's talk about how Mech is like in Recode. Alright, so now we're gonna be talking about Recode. So let's go on with his stats and his two abilities. In Recode, Mech has 250 health, so just like main game, obviously. But he has 39 sprint speed, so one more point for his sprint speed from the main game version. So that's enough for the stats. Now let's go on about his abilities. So his first ability is, well, his main ability, kick. Self-explanatory, you just kick. Unlike main game though, it's not spammable, but it's still pretty good. Like, not only do you hit like a truck still, but when you kick a killer, they fucking go flying, which is funny as fuck. Um, but yeah, Mech's kick is still really powerful. Then we got a second ability, track. Um, yeah, honestly, it's just the same as like main game. You just track your teammate's location, and it goes on cooldown afterwards. So yeah, Mech is pretty much the same as he was in main game. Yeah, in Recode he has 39 sprint speed instead of 38, but he's still exactly the same pretty much. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna go over the stats now to see who wins. Alright, so stats. So let's look at the stats for both versions of Mech in the game. So health. Both versions have the exact same health, 250 HP, so they tie in this round. Next is sprint speed. Main game only has 38 sprint speed, while Recode has 39 sprint speed. Recode gets a point for that. Now abilities. Both abilities are really the same, so they tie in this one. Models. I actually like both looks of the Mech. Yeah, he looks cooler in Recode and all that, but it's like I don't know. I'm actually digging his main game model too. So both models, in my opinion, are pretty nice to look at in their own way. So in that case, both tied this round too. Animations. Honestly, the animations on both versions is, I mean, it's not bad, but like I think you know, they're good. They're both fine. So both tie the animations around as well. Now, health regeneration. Both have slow health regeneration, if I can recall correctly. So they both tie in that one too. Wow, this is definitely a tough round. But unfortunately, Recode has only won 1 point. And 1 point, while main game has 0 points right now. Which means the winner is Recode. Now, don't get me wrong, both versions are just as good as each other. But the reason why Recode wins is simply because of the sprint speed. Because the main game version sprint speed is 38, but Recode's version is 39. So, because of that one reason alone, Recode just ends up winning. All because of one reason alone. But then again, it was a pretty close round though, considering both versions were just almost tied. Like really, both versions were tied and balanced out in like the same exact way. It says the only reason Recode won was because he had like one more point of better sprint speed than the main game version. 39 sprint speed for Recode and main game having 38. That was stupidly close. If both versions had the same exact sprint speed along with everything else being just as balanced, it would have been a tie. But because Recode version has really tiny bit more sprint speed than main game version, he wins. Anyways, that's all I gotta say. I'm Bruce Studios. I'll catch you all next time.